Hey, so today I want to talk about writing sprints. Yes, I have seriously grown to love writing sprints so much, and I use them in my personal writing and my personal writing time, and I also use them online, like other people's writing sprints. I jump on and join them on Instagram. But one time I got a comment from someone that had reached out to me and they asked what writing sprints were, and I just wanted to do a video about that. I know that many of you out there know what writing sprints are, but if you've never done a writing sprint, it might sound kind of like a funny different thing, right? So I just wanted to kind of go over this and give you guys an ultimate guide to writing sprints and how you can like 10x your writing growth with writing sprints. I talk about writing related topics here on my YouTube channel, and I also do interviews with people in the publishing realm. So if that sounds like something exciting or interesting to you, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below, and I would love to have you join me in this journey here on YouTube with publishing content. It's been so much fun. So be sure to join us. It'd be fun to have you. So first of all, what do you need to know about writing sprints? And why should you do them? Well, let's start with that one. Why should you do them? Well, if you're a writer, you're always looking for time to get more writing in. Am I right? I know that that is something that I have struggled with in the past. I write full-time from home now, so I have a lot of time with my writing. But you know what? Still, it's sometimes hard to get in your writing, to get in your cleaning, to get in your laundry, to get in all the things that you need to do to keep your life in order, or even to get your exercise in, right? Even to get your eating in, right? For like lunch and stuff or whatnot. So, but you can also use this writing sprint tactic for getting other things done in your house, like productivity sprints. So if you want to like gamify it, totally, let's do this. So first off, what is a writing sprint? Writing sprints are when you set your timer on your phone, or if you have a timer little block that has the time on it and whatnot, you can set the timer for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, however long you want to set it for. I find that my best writing sprint times are like 30 minutes or an hour time blocks. So you just set your timer for 30 minutes or an hour or however long you want to, and then you set aside time and you just dedicate that time to write those words, get those words written, and fully concentrate on your project that you're working on, and no distractions at all. So sometimes I like to just turn off the internet so that I'm not like, or disconnect my Wi-Fi so I'm not focusing on that. Move my phone if my phone is not my timer, because like, let me tell you, social media, it doesn't that like completely distract a person or pull them out of their work. I know it does for me sometimes. But anyways, then after setting your timer, you sit down and you get the work done. You write for that 30 minutes, you write for that hour, you write, and you get as much in as you can. And you know, sometimes you might get 30 words in. Sometimes you might get 3,000 words in. I know I've done an hour of writing and gotten 2,000 words in or 3,000 words in, just depending on the day sometimes, or the type of writer you are, because there are writers who, you know, take their time and write slower, but might have better work coming out of that 1 hour chunk of time than, like, for instance, me, where I'm like, a tornado on a typewriter is what I like to call it. But yeah, so basically I just like, it's almost like word vomit, honestly. I just throw those words out there and get it done. And I've also done some dictation as well, and I've found that really helpful too for writing sprints. Especially like if you're driving or if you're working in the kitchen and you want to write while you're doing other things. You can also do that. So I'll have some videos coming out about that kind of stuff in the future, about dictation and how I've used it and if I've liked it and whatnot. So, but yeah, so what you should know about writing sprints. So like, they're extremely helpful for helping you get more words written and getting more words in. And I found that, you know, sometimes you kind of have to give up some of the different things that you're doing that maybe aren't helping you achieve your dreams. And so if you want to be a best-selling author, an author who with published books, you need to give up something. And I'm talking about this from having been on both sides of it. So I work from home now, and before I didn't work from home. And I had to figure out, okay, what am I going to do so that I have time, more time? because right now I don't have enough time. I don't have time to get the words in. So my husband and I, back when I was working at this 9-to-5 job, we stopped watching TV. And it was so nice. I swear I read so many more books, and I wrote, I mean, all of it. And like, it just helps tremendously. Just get away from being addicted to TV as well. And honestly, tell you the truth, I'm so happy we did that, because nowadays I don't really watch TV much. I mean, we might watch a movie here or there or whatnot, but like before, I was a chronic TV show addict where I would like finish one episode, watch another, and then all of a sudden Netflix would have the audacity to ask me, "Are you still watching, Devin?" Yeah, I am. I am. Don't judge me. Yeah. But I don't do that anymore. I mean, there's still TV shows where I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't mind watching that. But, honestly, I've been enjoying reading much more, and I've been enjoying creating much more. And that's one thing that I've changed my mindset with that. And so when you give up certain things like that, I don't know, like maybe you want to give up playing video games, or maybe you want to give up some sleep, or maybe you want to give up TV like we did. And, use that time instead to just focus on getting words written, and use it as your writing sprint time. Also, like if you have writing friends, you can start like writing sprint chats where you guys can be like, okay, I'm doing writing sprint 10 minutes. Want to join in? I'm going for an hour. And then you can like kind of compete together and try to get as many words as you can and everything. But I'm always like, I never really compete against the other writer to get more words than them. I'm always competing against myself, trying to get more than I got last time, which is a really good, healthy way to look at it, I think. So that's something that I've really enjoyed doing, is with writing sprints. It's been helpful to do it with other people, but also do it by myself, where I'm like, okay, I'm going to set the timer for this long, and then also doing it with other people. Also, writing sprints are really helpful if you're on a deadline. If you have to get a book done, like, okay, we're coming to the end of April right now. I have to get a book done, like done. I need to finish this book next month, like, and everything. So I've got 2 episodes done. I've got to write 3 more episodes. So, yeah, I mean, I'm more than halfway done with the book. Like, the book is a massive thing now. It's almost like 40,000 words. Like, that is massive. So, I can definitely finish it next month. Like, I can definitely do that. But I'm going to have to be giving up some other things. Like, I was talking about giving up something. And so I'm going to have to be giving up sleep. So I'm going to be getting up at 5 a.m. every morning of the week in May, just to make sure I get this book done. And then I have to jump into another deadline for another book. So I need to finish this book and start another book in May. So it's going to be really super busy and everything, but I'm really excited about it. But that's where I'm coming to it again. It's a love-hate relationship where you kind of need to give and take. So starting out for me, it was TV, and then moving forward into now, it's some sleep. So of course I'm gonna have to go to bed earlier, but in order to wake up earlier, but like that waking up is gonna give me like 2-3 hours of work more that I wouldn't have had if I had just slept those hours and everything. And if you want to decide what areas in your life you can kind of like cut back on, or like cut back on sleep, or cut back on TV, or cut back on something to exchange that time for writing sprints, you can one thing that I've done before is every single day write down what you do. And like you can have this on a sheet of paper next to you on your desk at work, and okay, 8 to 9 I did this, 9 to 10 I did this report for my 9-to-5 job. On lunch, I wrote 500 words. Or on lunch, I watched an episode of Friends, or blah, blah, blah. Write down everything that you've done. And at the end of the week, you can take a look and see where all your time went. It's kind of like with Dave Ramsey. He says something like that. I'll throw it up on the screen so you can see it. But anyways, if you don't know who Dave Ramsey is, he's an awesome financial budgeting guy, and you should follow him. He has awesome content and great information. But you can kind of look at your time in the same way as budgeting. If you're budgeting your money, you want to budget to like 0. You want to make sure that you tell your money where it needs to go. Because if you don't tell your money where it's going to go everywhere. It's going to go all over the place. And that's the same thing about your time and your dedication to focusing on getting stuff done in your time. So if you're not, budgeting your schedule and your time and your plan, then your time and your plan is going to be all over the place, doing all the things that you don't want to do in order to avoid doing the thing that you should do. Yes, that almost made no sense, but it made sense. Like, seriously, there's times where I am like, okay, I need to finish that book chapter, but I need to do the laundry, and I need to wash the dishes, and I need to do that, and I need to do that, and then I completely avoided it all day. And that's another area where you're going to need to make sure that when you set the timer, you're like, okay, this needs to get done. I need to work on this. And of course, yes, it's a good thing to get the other things done too. But if you're using those other things as a way to avoid getting done with the thing that you really need to finish, you need to make sure that you nip that in the bud. That's one thing that I've struggled with in the past. So I think that that's something that I can definitely share because it's something I've struggled with. But yeah, so that'll definitely help you see where you can kind of cut back, and you can be like, okay, I watched 3 hours of TV after work and didn't do anything else after. So I need to cut back on that. Maybe cut back on it an hour, or cut back on it 2 hours, or just watch one episode of the TV show that you're watching right now and then turn it off. Or go cold turkey like my husband and I did. We just went cold turkey and cut it off, and we're like, okay, we're done watching TV for now. And having that was so helpful because we were able to do so much more, listen to audiobooks, actually enjoy our evenings together and actually talk or write and stuff. So it just depends on what your goals are with this. If you want to turn this into a business and actually write full time and become an author who gets more than one book out a year, or a book out a year, or a book out every other year, whatever your schedule and plan and goal and dream is, you just have to look at how you're spending your time and then how you can 10x that time that you do have, because we only have 24 hours a day. And this is one thing I thought about. I was like, okay, look at Taylor Swift. During the pandemic, didn't she put out 2 CDs? And everyone was superly amazed that she did that in a short amount of time. And everything, everyone was amazed that she was a powerhouse and got these more than 1 CD out in a year. And it's just things like that, we all have the same amount of time as Taylor Swift. We all have the same amount of time as Brandon Sanderson. He's another one. During the pandemic, okay, he wrote 5 extra novels, you guys. 5 extra novels besides the work he was already writing. That is super sizing and 10xing your writing growth, just because you've cut out other things that you're able to focus on that time, focus that time on writing instead. So that is one area where I feel as writers, we all need to get better at. It's one thing that I need to get better at. And I am trying to get better at that because I've been cutting out certain things that aren't helping me grow. Like TV. And now moving into May, my goal is going to be to wake up earlier. And and by wake up earlier, I mean 5 a.m. and get more written. Because there was one month that my husband and I have a book that we're writing about our long-distance relationship, because we were in a long-distance relationship for 5.5 years before we got married. So we're writing a book about that. And it really was awesome. And we were getting up at 5 a.m. to write this book because my husband works a full-time job. So he is very busy. So waking up earlier helped him get more words written and everything. So we need to finish that book. Hopefully we can get it out sometime next year. That would be... So anyways, that was my little chat about that, about how it's important to figure out what time, where you can give up time so that you can focus on your writing in writing sprints. And as I said before, another great thing about writing sprints is you can do it alone or with buddies. And I've spent many years cultivating relationships on Instagram and YouTube and getting to know a lot of you and doing these writing sprints together, and it's been great. So if you want to kind of find out how to create those friendships and cultivate those relationships, be sure to check out the video that I did here about finding beta readers, because it's the same about writing buddies and just getting to know people online and making friends like you would in real life, but online. Okay, now what do you need for writing sprints? Okay, so writing sprints are pretty awesome, and everyone does them differently. So maybe you're a writer who likes to write by hand. I know I do. I really love writing by hand, and sometimes I just feel like my brain works differently when I write by hand. But not to mention, I also write with my computer, right? Because it's just faster. I write so much more when I'm using my keypad, and like writing it out, it comes out way faster and everything. And then of course there's the dictation. So depending on what type of a writer you are, if you're handwriting writer, or if you're a typing writer, typewriter writer, or a dictator, you just want to take that into consideration. So the things you'll need is your form of writing. So whether that's your computer, your notebook, or whatnot, you will just want to make sure you have that. Another thing is making sure you have a timer. Having that timer so you can set it. Another thing to have is a nice writing space. So make sure that you have a writing space that you can get away from distractions and noises and everything. So go to that writing spot, shut the room, tell your family, I'm going to be in there for an hour writing, so make sure not to bother me. I will be back out in an hour, I promise. So just like kind of doing that. Another note on that, make sure that like if you have kids or your husband, just make sure that you have a conversation with them. Let them know, I need to get some work done. I am going to be going in there and getting work done. Your husband or your wife will be able to take care of the kids, and just make sure that they're not a distraction while you're writing, so that you can fully focus on that and not worry about them like falling off a chair and breaking their neck or something, right? Yeah, we don't need that. Some other things for writing sprints that help. Some people like writing with music, some people don't. I know if I listen to music with words, I end up typing lyrics, and it doesn't really help me get my story done. So that's one thing I don't do. But there's other things that people like to do, like get a cup of tea and have that while you're writing as well. That really does help me personally, because it gets me kind of into the groove that I'm writing. And then of course there's marathon days, and that's where like you just do writing sprints all day, and you just, if you have like a day off, or if you work from home and stuff, you can set it up where you're just gonna write all day. Like for instance, if you have a writing deadline, you need to get it done, so just set up those writing sprints all day long, and make sure you give yourself breaks too, and also some breaks to do some other things like make yourself some food and to do some laundry and whatnot. But that's another great thing. If you're doing a writing sprint day or a productivity writing sprint day, you can actually set a timer. Okay, 10 minutes, I'm going to go clean up the kitchen. 10 minutes, but when this goes off again, I'm back at the writing again. So, or, fold the laundry on the bed, or make the bed, or whatnot. All those things. So those are some different things you can do with writing sprint marathon days. Another thing with the marathon day is, if you have things that you need to get done besides writing, make a list of everything that needs to get done, but try to make it realistic. Don't make it like a list of 30 things that need to get done, because on a writing sprint marathon day, you're not going to get everything done. Besides, your main focus for the writing sprint marathon day is to get your book done, or to get a lot of words written, like 5,000, 8,000 words written in a day, instead of, those 30 things in the house that need to get done. You want to schedule those for other days. But if you have other things that need to get done, like feeding your family, or washing a load or two of laundry or something, or going for a walk, those are things to make sure that you fit into your day. So make a list of it, and then designate it how much time you think it's going to take for each of those items, and then make sure that you make time for it in your writing sprint day. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video, you guys. This is just like me wanting to share my ultimate guide to writing sprints with you guys, and I hope that you enjoyed it, and that it helps you get tons of words written in your own writing sprints. So if you enjoyed this content, please hit the subscribe button and click the like button, because I look forward to seeing you guys here next time. I love doing chats like this about writing and publishing, and I love to do interviews with people in the publishing world. So I hope to see you guys next time. Bye!